This AskReddit user asks, women of Reddit, what turns someone who was just a friend into a crush? Genuine friendship with zero expectations of anything else. I was best friends with this guy for years. And he was one of the few guys I could say were genuinely friends and not just a failed attempt at a romantic relationship. We're married now and it's FG amazing. Literally like being married to your best friend, but also there's sex. That's like the exact description of how a relationship should be. Hells yeah. I feel sad for people who don't have something like that. 16 FG years and he still treats me like the most important thing in the world. Although he really needs to stop leaving his dirty ass socks all over the couch. Haha. For me, a friend turned into a crush when I realized they care a lot about me. My last ex and I were really good friends. One day he said something about me that was kind of a low blow and a dig about some choices I'd made in the past. I told him I didn't want to talk to him anymore if he was going to be disrespectful. He was understanding and apologetic. Told me he was sorry and that he didn't want to lose our friendship over something like this. I forgave him and we moved past it. The next day I found a reminder he'd set in his phone that was set up to repeat every day when he woke up. It said, "Don't PS Pinto pay off." For me that was so sweet because he apologized and meant it, and then took effort to be better. 3. I thought it was just cute and funny. We got together 2 months after that and dated for a year and a half. I friend-zoned a lot of dudes in my 20s. One dude made it through and became my husband. The biggest and most important thing he did was respect my wishes. Other guys either continued asking me out, telling others they were in love with me, or telling me it was either a relationship or nothing. They couldn't be friends. My now husband treated me like a human being. We became really good friends with no ulterior motives. He wrote me off as a potential girlfriend because I told him I wasn't interested. Who made the first move? How did it happen? It was pretty mutual, if you get down to the technical. He did ask me out. But this was after weeks of things escalating into flirting. We had conversations 3 nights in a row saying basically, "We need to stop flirting because it's weird." And he was like, "Well, what if we didn't stop?" So it's not like it came out of nowhere. He respected my wishes, chose to see me as a friend, and then was able to read the situation when things changed. Based, of course, on open and honest communication and not just feelings. If I secretly had a crush on them all along, lol. When they get really hot. On the gender-flipped version of this question, this would be the top and probably only answer. Does hotness to you mean better looking or more confident or both? Just curious. In this context, better looking. I'm imagining someone who in my head is a friend. So already I don't see them as a potential partner. I see them as a friend. So if he got super buff, redid his style, changed his haircut, and instantly went from a 4 to a 7, maybe that could kinda reset the friend thinking. However, probably not. And I've never seen it happen before. To anyone. Ever. Except maybe in a movie. Step 1. Be attractive to me personally. Step 2. You let me ramble on about whatever thing I'm obsessed with, like I am Martin Luther nailing the 95 Theses to the church door in a righteous frenzy. Step 3. Being able to make you laugh so hard you can't breathe. Sensitivity. Being super comfortable around each other. Bonus points if they're great with babies, kids, and your parents like them. You have to feel a sense of connection. Personally for me, and this isn't every woman's thing, I would have to be able to hold a really interesting conversation. Not a debate, which some guys confuse, but an actual, non-adversarial conversation. Being funny also definitely helps. Absolutely. I totally feel you here. Some guys think debating can make them look attractive, but it's not the point. It's lame when they passionately devalidating your perspective like a sport. I think it's the most attractive when a guy listens and acknowledges my perspective but can show me a different way of seeing things as well in a trustworthy, classy way. Seriously. Agreeing to disagree is fine, but when some dude keeps trying to correct you, it's exhausting and strangely aggressive. For any man reading this comment, this includes when you just want to play devil's advocate. Just move to a less controversial topic. Exactly. As a demi-romantic, aside from already having to have a good bond, a friend turning into a crush is when I realize that they have a drive to change. And they work for it. That is what ties my past crushes together. They wanted something to change. And they worked for it. My friend became my crush because we just clicked. We have the same interests and always have something to talk about. We also laugh and have fun together. We enjoyed each other's company. It just happened to go from a friendship to a relationship. We clicked romantically too, and he gives me everything I have lacked in most relationships. It works for us, and I am glad that friendship came first. It helped us learn so much about each other without a relationship being in the way. Stay out of this thread if you're lonely and depressed. Thanks, bro. I owe you one. He kind of showed me a different way of living. Something I didn't remember I had liked so much. He showed me how easy it was too. I need to be reminded of this. Tell me more. Going against the grain here, I think. But the thing that got me to want to hook up with a buddy was I realized he was super fit. The guy had been a buddy for years but recently got into an outdoor activity that did wonderful things for his physique. We were playing some backwards hide-and-go-seek drinking game, and a couple of us were smashed in a closet. I ended up pressed against his chest. And yeah, he smelled good and his muscles were hard. I was a teenager. My needs were few. Sense of humor. Realizing that you can talk about real deep stuff. Interesting conversations. And just overall being very comfortable around each other, I guess. Bonus if you're already cute. But when a girl starts liking you, you become cute to their eyes no matter what other people think. This, my friend, instantly became my crush when he had me rolling on the floor laughing 18 years later. Married with 2 kids, and he still makes me laugh every day. He jokes that I'm out of his league. But in my eyes, he's absolutely gorgeous. Spoiler. He is absolutely gorgeous and only gets better with age. Ah, that's great to hear. Honestly, a crush that starts off as a friend first is much better. When it's a crush first, it's hard to even talk to them. Lol. Totally agreed. Friendship can survive through rougher times. A blender. Food coloring to get your tasty treat into a complete replica of crush. Feed it to your enemies. This reads like an item description from an evil version of Pokémon. You feed Pokémon to your enemies? Monster. That slowpoke tail was delicious, bro. Me and my boyfriend were friends for 7 years. When he moved to the town I was living in after high school, we spent all our time together. He would skateboard like a 2-mile trip to come over every single day. We went on road trips and laughed and had a great time. One time I melted my roommate's teapot on accident and I called him immediately, and we went and searched for a replacement together. We grocery shopped together, etc., etc. Something shitty happened and I ended up needing to move back to our hometown, and I didn't even ask, but he packed up all his stuff and moved home with me. He has consistently had my back and loved and cared for me for 5 years now. Yeah, sure, he's my boyfriend now, but he's still my best friend first and foremost. I think it's consistently being there and humor that changes the dynamic for sure. Unfortunately, there's not a single recipe. Every woman is different. Some guys will never become more than a friend. Sometimes, all it will take is one great conversation for her to realize he's been there all along. Some women like to feel like they are being pursued. Others hate it and would need the friend to have no expectations beyond friendship. This is the right answer. Just because some girls fall for their friend because he did XYZ. Doesn't mean it's going to work for others. I'm getting married next year to a guy that started as a good friend. But I have many other good friends that I have never gotten deeper feelings for. Yes. There's always the possibility that she just doesn't fall in love with you. And that's okay. Life is not a movie and people not always are on the same page regarding their feelings. Unfortunately, there's not a single recipe. That's fine. The people asking this question want a couple recipe. Male Redditors are gonna upvote what they want to see here. Oh no. Male Redditors want to see that being kind, respecting boundaries, having no expectations and being moderately clean and well-dressed just might get them out of the friend zone. Disgusting. Redditors. They ruined Reddit. Their personality. I know from experience that if you're friends with someone for a long time and they just happen to have a personality you like, you can see where this is going. I tend to not date strangers. And most of my real relationships have evolved from friend to crush. Consistency. Consistently and unwaveringly being a good person in my eyes. I have my own standards of good. As does everyone. Because good isn't a one-size-fits-all. Consistently offering support and respect. Listening and also offering vulnerabilities. Trust. Follow through on everything. I've had more than one non-interest make that switch. My current so is someone I've known for decades. But only recently were we in proximity and both single. We'd always been friends. But he took the opportunity to express interest. It wasn't the interest that did it for me. It was the consistency of his behavior throughout the years. Along with his decisive follow-through on his promises to be a good partner. He not only told me that he was interested, and followed through on his pledge to show me his feelings, but also, and most importantly, gave me space to decide for myself if I welcomed the attention. His interest was intense, so that part was pretty vital. If he hadn't given me the space to feel respected, I would have lost interest. I'm a notorious loner. My friend became a crush when he showed genuine care to me. When I was at my lowest, he called to check on me. Made me food and took me outside despite my sour attitude. He never expected anything out of me, he just wanted to make sure I was doing well. It helped a lot that he respected my boundaries. And was well dressed and clean. Who made the first move? Edit. Asking honestly. Not a gotcha troll. He sounds like Ducky from Pretty in Pink. Which in the original cut of the movie. He gets the hot girl. They tested that with audiences and reshot the ending so that she picked the pretty rich boy instead. Good question. This is going to be great for my fanfiction. Thank you, random stranger. Very cool. Dude. You have posted 45 AskReddit threads in the last 6 hours and like half of them are women of Reddit questions like this. Are you okay? Probably karma whoring to be able to post on the subs with karma prerequisites? Subs have karma prerequisites? To post? Sometimes. They do it to try and prevent bot posts. His FG back muscles. God DN it, why did I let him move my washing machine? We have a 3-year-old now lol. When the friend gains a lot of weight and falls onto me. Then I'm crushed, haha, get it? I'll leave. I'm sorry. Pi 10 on Yelp. So a 3/10? Just about. The moment the person decides that they can be nice to both you and your friends, as well as get along with them. It really makes my day when a friend or a crush gets along with everyone I get along with. And it always feels awesome to know that there won't be quarrels over friends. What if your friends are dicks? Then most of the time they might have something going on at home or not be completely mentally stable. Try talking to them on a more personal level. Let them trust you and do your best to trust them. If they open up to you, they are ready to speak feelings. You can ask if they are sad about something. And comfort them if they need it. Most of the dicks I know are just dicks. Sometimes you have to work on your faults. My daughter has a very good friend that will never be anything more to her. When asked about She said he has anger issues, which don't bleed into their friendship, but is a huge dating red flag. She's been clear about that with him, but it doesn't appear to be something he's ready to tackle. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.